Hey you guys, I'm just gonna pop by this drive-thru real quick. There is something that I have just been craving lately.
Hey, welcome to Toilet Busters, where we guarantee diarrhea with each value meal. What can I spit in and then reheat for you today?
Isn't your slogan that we'll give it to you any way you like it?
Yeah, that's true. If you want 2 hot dogs and 1 bun, 2 buns rubbing together, 1 hot dog and 1 hamburger, we'll give it to you any way that you like.
In that case, I think I'll have a 1969 Road Runner versus 72 Buick GS, please. And, hold the spit.
What?
I'd like a 19...
Sir, I can hear you. It only applies to food.
Well, the slogan doesn't specify that, so I want my 2 cars.
F*** you.
F*** me? No, f*** you. You know, the
Come into
slogan
a fast
doesn't
food
specify
restaurant,
it. I
you're
just
asking
want
for
my
2
2
cars.
cars.
We
I'm
just
not
serve
asking
food.
that much.
Whatever. Fine, here's your 2 cars. Thanks for coming to Toilet Busters. We hope to see you next time you need a major blowout.
1969 Plymouth Road Runner A12. And looking at this thing is pretty much the equivalent of looking at an adult entertainment website. So why don't I get in a little closer here? Ooh, baby, yes. Oh, no shit. Oh, come on, not again. The Road Runner A12 was an absolutely awesome package. It came with a 440 cubic inch V8, and sitting on top were 3 Holley 2-barrel carburetors. And that's a threesome I'd like to think that anybody could enjoy. Not to mention, it also came with higher load valve springs, heavy-duty rockers, a Hemi oil pump, a heavy-duty radiator, a fiberglass lift-off hood, and oh yeah, the compression ratio is 10.5 to 1. And since things are already starting to get a little steamy in here, why don't we turn it up a notch and talk about the power ratings? Much better. 390 horsepower at 4,700 RPM. And the torque is rather intense, but don't worry. I'll be extra gentle with you guys.
490 pound-feet of torque at 3,600 RPM.
Before I show you the interior Mopar, guys, I'd like you to stop and take a deep breath, because there's something that you're going to see that may make you explode with excitement. Let's take a look. Yes, you are seeing a 4-speed manual in an A12 Road Runner. I guess you could say Jean-Claude Van Damme. That's nice. Out back, the Road Runner A12 included a Dana 60 rear with sure grip and 410 gears. It might surprise you, but this is actually a fairly light car. The curb weight is only 3,450 pounds. There were 1,412 total A12 cars produced in 1969, but only 422 were hardtops equipped with a 4-speed. But you know what? Out of those 422, this car is number 1 in my heart. Aww. Speed and Supercar magazine tested one of these cars back in 1969, and it ran the quarter mile in 13.88 seconds at 106.13 miles per hour. But then old Ronnie Sox said, you know what, I think I can do a little bit better. And with Superstock magazine in June of 1969, he took an A12 and ran the quarter mile in 12.91 seconds at 111 miles per hour. And that makes me want to riot, kind of like a Starbucks after they announced no pumpkin spice lattes for the fall. I just feel really bad for that employee. I guess you could say the daily grind can be exhausting. 1972 Buick Gran Sport, and these things are absolute monsters, kind of like Hulk Karen.
You wouldn't like me when I'm angry. Karen Smash!
Oh my God.
And it's a good thing that this car is an absolute torque monster, because not only is the Road Runner incredibly fast, but it's also backed by one of the strongest armies in the world, the Mopar Army. And at this moment, do you hear that?
I'm calling out Buick fans, for tonight we go to battle!
Oh, it's a stage 1. I guess that's a fair fight, so you guys can stay home for now.
I really wanted to mace someone today.
455 cubic inch V8. And unfortunately, because this was 1972, the compression ratio is only 8.5 to 1, but it still made 270 net horsepower at 4,400 RPM and 390 net pound-feet of torque at 3,000 RPM. Inside, you'll find a nicely appointed interior and the more common for Buick Turbo 400 3-speed automatic transmission. Unfortunately, I don't know what set of rear gears this car contains, but stock would have been a 342. Regardless, the owner is going to have a hard time getting this thing off the line without lighting those tires on fire. The Buick is definitely heavier than the Road Runner, but maybe not as bad as you would expect. The curb weight is 3,743 pounds. But you know what? I don't really mind these heavier cars. Like my grandfather always said, the bigger, the better. More heat in the winter and shade in the summer. Though I don't know if he was talking about cars. At the time of filming, the temperature was 70 degrees, humidity 20%, elevation 754 feet, and barometric pressure was 29.35 inches. Let's see what happens in the first round. It looked like the Buick was able to take an early lead, but the Road Runner secured the win, running a 12.52 second quarter mile at 113.81 miles per hour. Then in the other lane, the Stage 1 was able to knock out a 12.74 second quarter mile at 109.44 miles per hour. Let's check out round 2 and see if we get a different result. In the second round, the Buick was able to hang on to an early lead and ran a 12.18 second quarter mile at 112.67 miles per hour. Meanwhile, the Road Runner also showed improvement and this time ran 12.40 seconds at 113.78 miles per hour. And with the series tied up 1-1, let's check out that final round. And the Buick took off like a rocket, running its quickest time yet, a 12.15 second quarter mile at 112.05 miles per hour. The Road Runner was very consistent, this time running a 12.46 seconds at 113.90 miles per hour. And with that, the Buick takes home the crown and wins this best of 3 matchup. Thanks to the owners for bringing out these cars, absolutely awesome seeing them fly down the track.